I'm Emily from Mouseketeer and you're watching my YouTube channel. Da, 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 da. Good morning everybody, hope you're all having a super magical day. Welcome back and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Emily, best known as Mouseketeer, and we are here today at a new destination for my YouTube channel, but not a new destination for me, Thorpe Park Resort in Chertsey, which is kind of by Windsor, by London, for those of you that are international viewers. So as you can see, I'm outside. Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we've just come in, we've done temperature checks, we've done bag checks, and we also went through a metal detector. Very safe checking here at Thorpe Park. And you do have to wear face masks inside, you have to wear face masks on rides. When you're outside you don't have to. It is a little bit busy here today, so whilst we were queuing, me and my friend who I'm here with today, Yasmin, we chose to wear face masks. I've only taken mine off now because I'm literally here on my own. However, I do think it is going to be a day of me wearing a face mask just because I feel more comfortable knowing that I've got it on. But basically today we are doing Instagram controls my day. So what I've done is I've let everybody over at Instagram pick which rides we're going to do when. So we'll see which rides we get to do. I'm really hoping we get to do Thor and Colossus at least once today. The queue, so the park hasn't actually opened yet, and as you can see behind me, they are queuing to get to Swarm, which is going to be our first ride of the day chosen by you guys. If I get up the poll quickly, I can show you. I can edit this out, but instead I'm just going to fill this with like mindless ramblings from me. So it currently says 71% of people, I don't even know if you can see that, but let's hope you can. 71% of people want me to go on Swarm, and 29% of me want to go on Colossus. So we're going to head on to Swarm now once the park opens. I do think it is going to be a bit busy today. However, the weather looks absolutely fantastic. It was raining yesterday, so I'm super excited for nice weather. But let's stop gassing, get on some rides. You cannot film on the rides. I'm not even going to attempt to. They all go upside down. I don't really want to lose my camera. So I'm going to shut this down and let's go head on and go do some little like Swarm POVs. We have just come off Thorpe, which you can see is there. What a fantastic ride. I personally think that ride, it's not very scary. Like, I feel like if you're taking a kid and you want them to go on a roller coaster for the first time, when it's a bit bigger than like a little baby one, I feel like that is the perfect coaster. It's a good little middle. It really does feel like you're flying if you have your feet up. I'm kind of sad that they no longer have the option. You used to be able to ride backwards, which was really fun, but we did get to go back row. We've just watched the poll, checked the poll, and the poll says our next ride to go on is, oh, I forgot what I said it was. Rush, which is these giant swings that go like this. I love this ride. Do you love this ride? She does. She loves it. Good old, I was gonna say family favourite. We're not related, but like we are family at this point when it comes to Thorpe Park. So we're gonna head on it. The donut's open. The donut's open. That was the biggest point of today. So yeah, we're going on Rush now. It should be really fun. I'm trying to do a mix of like vlogging and B-roll, so you guys have to let me know what you think before I come back again in a few weeks, as my cousin is desperate for me to vlog. So lots of Thorpe Park vlogs coming your way real soon. Hello everybody, so we are now in line for Quantum. We've just got off Rush. Rush was awesome. It was really fun. There were these really cute kids on the ride with us. They looked about like 10 and they were just tall enough and they were so cute, so it really made the ride one of my absolute faves. So we were going to go on Colossus next, but it's a 95-minute wait and I don't really fancy waiting that long for a ride I can just do at the end of the day. So we asked the poll if they could change their their mind and they happily agreed. So we are going on, I forgot the name of this one now, Quantum next. We've now put up a poll to see if we are going on Nemesis Inferno or Stealth. Stealth's a really scary high one. I'm kind of hoping people pick Nemesis because it takes me some time to build up to these coasters. I have a feeling Instagram's not really going to agree I'll be on my side. Everybody's watching me do this, but like at this point at least I'm stood on the yellow dot and social distancing. And like everybody else, we've adopted some parents on our trip today, some kids. I will be honest and say, Thorpe are trying their best to make people social distance. They have the dots, they're doing the announcements. People are just choosing to not listen. So we've opted to kind of just like keep our face masks on the entire time because this is the safest way to be. And the families seem to be fine with young kids. It's the families that have 2 kids. If there's 2 parents, they seem to not social distance. If there's 1 parent, they seem to. Just the way we've seen it go. So when you're coming, just be aware. Obviously, there's only so much you can do, but just make sure you're doing your part to make sure to keep everybody safe, so we can also have fun at theme parks.
If you're unable to do so, you may need to move backwards to make sure you can. If you're towards the back of the queue, you may need to move back to allow all groups space to do so. Doing this will...
Hello everybody! So we have just come off Quantum and everyone pins that ride as such a kid's little ride. I absolutely love it. It's really fun. It really gets your tummy going. It makes you feel sick. That one made my tummy feel more like ugh than, oh my god, Rush. These names, I'm like, what is the name of these rides? So we're just walking past Colossus now. There's no roller coaster sadly running. But we are heading over to see what the poll has said for us to ride next. Let me have a look. I hope this music isn't copyrighted. But we're gonna do one more ride and then we're gonna go head out and have lunch. We've brought a packed lunch, so we're just gonna eat it in the car. There are tables for people to sit and you do have to sit outside to eat at the moment. You can't really do things inside until the 17th of May. So we've decided to eat lunch in the car. It's easier than trying to like fight people for a table. It just saves time. So let's have a look what the poll says now. Oh, the poll does say 96% of people said they can social distance. I'm worried about that 4%. I am worried. Right, it says, oh, I knew it was going to be this. Yeah, it was either Nemesis or Stealth, and the poll, 65% have chose for us to ride Stealth, which is fine. I just might wing myself. If we're going to do it, we're doing it front row, right? Yeah. If we're doing it, you go hard or go home kind of thing. If we can get it, yeah. If we can get it, yeah. I don't know if you can request front row anymore because of COVID. We're having a really good day. It's only 11:30 and we have done 3 rides, which I think is pretty good. So hopefully the line for Stealth isn't too long so I don't change my mind whilst we're in the line. We have just come off Stealth, which you can see going up right above me now. Oh my gosh. I looked at my heartbeat on my watch before we went on and my resting is like 64 and it was on 110. So this was scared. We ended up going on the back row as someone else was in the front row and it was so much fun and I did have my hands up the whole time. Very proud of me. We're gonna go have some lunch now. I really hope we can maybe go on Stealth again as that was so much fun, but if not I'm coming back again in a few weeks time. I really hope the poll says that I can go get this waffle to have with my lunch because it looks so good and they had marshmallow waffles, marshmallow waffles, and who can say no to that? I got the waffle, yay! I've also got a little packed lunch from Tesco, so I've got a ham and cheese sandwich and some grapes, so I'm gonna gobble that all up now, and I've just popped up another poll which says, are we gonna go on Nemesis Inferno or Saw next? I'm kind of hoping for Saw, but we shall see what the poll says. So Yasmin has just suggested that we go on Depth Charge, which I'm so excited about because I wanted to do this really badly. And Yasmin's pretty against water rides, so I can't believe she suggested this. But it should be really fun. I personally think I'm going to win the race down. I did set up a bit of a cheeky poll, oh thank you very much, which said, shall we go on this ride, yes or yes? So everybody said yes, surprisingly. So super excited for this one. I'm not really sure where you like to put the bags, but we'll find out about that in a minute, I guess. Got some pretty views. The little coasters there, Stealth in the background, you got Swarm, you got Flying Fish, you see going around there, cute. So we just came off Storm Surge, which you can see right there. I really wanted to go on this and I'm really glad I did. I think Yasmin's very glad, aren't you, Yasmin? Look at that face, she's so glad she did it. Obviously we did race. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think won? Do you think it was me, super speedy for Chow Lightning McQueen, or super slow, doesn't like to get wet, has a waterproof bag for her bag, Yasmin? Okay, I'm giving them a few seconds to think about it. So obviously I did win, which was fantastic and we loved it. We might go on it again, time considering. We normally do that run there, which is tidal wave. I think I believe is the world's like biggest drop water slide. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that is correct. And we usually do that, but as you can see, it's a bit cold today. And I got absolutely drenched on that last one. Yasmin did not even get one single drop of water on her, and I'm absolutely soaked. So we're heading on over to Thorpe now, which is the ride you guys chose next. I'm really not good with words today. 70% of you wanted me to ride Thorpe and 30% wanted me to do Nemesis. We obviously want to do all of the 5 big coasters today. So we're going to have to think strategically about the next poll to make sure that we can go do Nemesis after Thorpe, but it does have a 2-hour wait, which is kind of crazy, but it's been a long wait all day, and we definitely want to ride it. It's mine and Yasmin's favourite ride here at Thorpe Park. We would do it as the first ride of the day, but it's never normally operating, so we're going to head over and go and do it now. We're just checking. I told you the ice cream place was gone. They used to have a liquid nitrogen ice cream place, and you could get like Nutella ice cream, which was really, really cool, and it was like £10,000, but I would buy it every single time without fail. But they've now replaced it for a cookies and cream place, which nobody asked for. So it looks like I'll be getting donuts before we leave, rather than my standard typical ice cream. Luckily for me as well, Darren Brown's Ghost Train is closed. It's not opening till the indoor rides open 17th of May. Even though I'm coming back on the 22nd, I will not be going on that because I don't do scary things. Roller coasters, they don't bother me. You start putting a theme on things, Thorpe is like the limit for me. But anyway, I'm gonna go get in line for Thorpe now, take some really cute little videos in the queue as we're gonna be there for ages. Hopefully the queue goes by really quickly and the ride doesn't break down. Fingers crossed. So Thorpe has got a 120-minute wait. The queue's literally going right to the end of the queue. So we're really hoping that's just because people are social distancing rather than the queue being really, really long. But I guess we'll have to find out and see for ourselves. Yay!
You know this dance, you do this dance. I saw you do it with somebody's account.
Hello everybody, long time no see. So we have just come out of the queue for Thorpe. Me and Yasmin ended up waiting two and a half hours, which is completely fine. The ride was posted at 2, the extra 30 minutes didn't bother us. However, that was a nightmare queue. I am normally happy positive sunshine on here all the time. However, as an influencer, I do feel like I have some responsibility to tell you guys the honest truth. And if things aren't going well, or I'm not happy if things have been like done, I'm gonna say something. So we were in the line for Thorpe, and as always, we were just staying on our little social distancing spots, minding our own business, which is completely fine. Nobody else was, which unfortunately there's only so much you can do in those kind of situations. So we just continued, made sure we were on our spot. As long as we're following the rules and we feel safe and that we're doing all that we possibly can, there's not a lot else that you can do in that kind of situation. However, whilst we were in the line, another party in the queue asked us if we could move, and we thought maybe to increase the gap, but they actually wanted us to smaller the gap between the parties. I'm not really too sure why. I'm assuming it's because they thought they could get on the ride possibly quicker if we were all closer together, which obviously is absolutely not how it works, and is what the like the cast members, the theme park attendants have been saying today. Like, please make sure you social distance. Just if you stand closer together, you're not going to get on the ride any quicker. So I was a bit like, I can't believe someone's asked us to like literally break the theme park rules. But we were like, okay, just ignored it and stayed on the spots, mind our own business, because obviously we're not going to jeopardise our safety and feeling comfortable in public just for like the sake of other people. So that happens. We were like, oh, and already bearing in mind we're in this 2-hour queue, so things it wasn't always going to be sunshines and rainbows. So that happens. Then the party in front of us, they decide they need a toilet about 10 minutes into the queue, which understandable. We all need to go. If it was a little kid, I'd understand. I'd say a 30-year-old man decides to urinate in the line, just on the floor, in the line, in front of everybody. To my knowledge, that's illegal. I don't know if it is, but either way, not something I wanted to see today. And then after that, what was the third thing, and then the group behind us who all previously had weed on the floor decided that they were going to let people in the line because there was this little gate and they were charging people £5 to get in the line, skip to the front of the 2-hour queue if they gave them £5. Again, I do think that is illegal as well. I can't be sure, I'm not a police officer, I don't know the law, but I don't think you can charge people for a service at a private property. So the charging money to go on the ride thing, that's none of my business, you do your thing. However, that then meant that they were in between our social distancing gaps, and with the way that UK theme parks work at the moment, you don't have to wear a face mask in the queue line or when you're outside, only when you're on the ride or in an inside show building. Me and Yasmin, other than this moment now when we're in the Colossus queue, we've opted to just wear our face masks when people haven't been social distancing, just because it gives us peace of mind. And me wearing a face mask isn't going to take away from anybody else's experience, so if that makes me feel comfortable, I'm absolutely going to go for it and do it. I'm not going to expect other people to do the same if they're standing on the dots, and I'm slightly disappointed because I appreciate that the staff are trying to do all that they can. They've got long lines, they've only got so many staff members because we have to have less staff because of COVID. However, we were aware that there was a CCTV system as they were asking people to step down from sitting on the fence when they were in the line. So I just think a few more reminders of people in the queue to say like, hey, can you make sure you're staying on the yellow dots? Hey, make sure you're social distancing. Just would have been appreciated, because we spent the entire queue with the people behind us in my hair. She was all over my bag and things, and I just think at the best of times, and I know I'm just going on a rant here, so I do apologise, at the best of times you don't want somebody in your personal space, you don't want somebody touching your hair, you don't want somebody playing with your things, especially when it's full-on grown adults behind you. So I will say I was frustrated. It did make me annoyed. Me and Yasmin, we didn't say anything, we chose to not say anything, simply because I don't think me and her saying something to a group of teenage boys or the teenage boys behind us was gonna resolve the situation, and we didn't want to possibly make it worse. So I 100% hold my hands up and say there was more I could have done in that situation, but I chose not to, simply because my #1 rule for today is making sure that I have fun and stay safe, and whether that's wearing my face mask all day to make sure I feel comfortable, making sure I'm standing on the social distancing dots, but also not aggravating other people so they get up in my space more. So I hate having negative parts in videos. I really like to just try and give the best experience and just have the best day ever. However, I have to admit that I was disappointed with the sore queue. We heard from a team member at the front, they called security, so I don't really know what happened. However, I do think some form of like reprimand took place. We also saw as we were getting off the ride, look at the ride photos, the group in front didn't have their masks on the ride and things like that. And it's just little things about, I honestly, hand on heart, think Thorpe Park is doing everything that they can, and theme parks around the world, all of these private places are doing all they can to make sure that their guests are safe, and it's the general public which is not only letting themselves down but letting down other people and their experiences. So I just think if you're watching this and you're thinking of going to a theme park, I would be wary that not everybody's going to stick to the social distancing dots, but as long as you stay on your dot and make sure you feel safe at all times and just do your part to keep everybody safe, then you're good to go. That was a bit of a long 5-minute rant. We're probably going to go speak to the guest service team and just make them aware, because obviously there's nothing they can do now. However, I think just having this kind of feedback could possibly be helpful in the future, and I also would like to take my time to give my thanks to them for all the hard work they've done today with really reminding people, trying their best, making sure people are wearing masks, because I can imagine it can be pretty boring saying the same thing over and over and not have people listen to you. So I just want to have some honesty. I think as somebody with a platform, it is part of my job to tell the truth. If I was lying, that's just not going to be beneficial to anyone. Neither is getting close in the queue as you think you're going to get on the ride quicker. But there you go, that's my 2 cents. Gosh, my eyes getting all irritated. I have, however, bought myself some donuts. I didn't ask, Instagram controls my day. I just got them because I deserve them. After that 2-hour line, look how good they look, they're huge. And poor Yasmin, bless her, made her stand in line with me for Thorpe for 2.5 hours. But we're on Colossus now, which is the final ride that the poll instructed us to do. Looking at the time of it being 4:55, I think this is going to be the final ride for the day. This is normally the first ride that we do when we come to the park, so it's definitely interesting doing it like almost in reverse. But I'm excited to go on this one. Colossus is one of my favourite rides. Soar's definitely still my favourite, and I have on the whole had a fantastic day today. I just think it's really important to mention those things that aren't 100% that great. Hello everybody, so we have just come off of Colossus and it was absolutely fantastic. It does throw your head around a lot, I'm not gonna lie. For those of you that have been on it probably know the feeling, but it really does chuck you around. As you can see, we are now in line for another ride. We are gonna go on Nemesis Inferno as our final ride for the day. I think it has got like a 60-minute, was it 60 minutes? 60-minute wait, so hopefully it won't be too long until we can ride. But this is definitely a fan favourite, and it's one of the big 5. So we've done all the big 5 roller coasters today, and funnily enough, we were on Colossus, we're thinking life is swell, the line was quicker than we thought it was going to be, and we were like, oh my gosh, we have time for one more ride, until the ride stops. The ride stops at the end of the ride as a guest had taken their seatbelt off. Not really too sure what's going on with humanity people, the general public today. Like, love the enthusiasm, love the courage, just the right place and the right time for that, and that unfortunately just was not today and was not right now. But we're really thankful that we're getting to go on one more ride. Woo! positive end to a fantastic day here at Thorpe Park Resort. There we go. So we've just come off Nemesis. It was absolutely fantastic. We're just heading out the park, so I thought I'd show you some of the things. So they've got this, apparently, so quotation marks, new ride called Black Mirror Labyrinth. This ride has been here for a while. I think it's just had a re-theme. And it looks like it's going to be opening on the 21st of May. And I'm actually coming on the 22nd of May. So I might have to go and do that, vlog that for you guys. So that's fun. I love that ride. We're also now just going to head on over here to Colossus and Saw and just take some like little ride POVs and Samurai. And head out for the day. We're also going to head to guest services and just have a word and just see what they have to say, because I think the most important thing for me to take away from this is that I just want them to understand what happened today and like find a way to prevent it from happening again, because I just wouldn't want somebody like to experience that. Like that's my biggest thing, is making sure that other people don't have the same experiences that I had today, if that makes sense. But all in all, other than those little 2 hours on Saw that we're just going to pretend didn't happen, it was a good day. It was a good day. So you can't fault it, can't blame it, but just wished those 2 hours hadn't have happened. Because everybody knows Colossus is just the shakiest. This little barrel roll part is probably the actually stablest part of the whole entire ride. It's the only time when I didn't feel like my head was literally going to fall off and break into 9,000 pieces. There is mine and Yasmin's new all-time favourite ride, especially when I win. Another water ride. Whilst the weather looks nice now, it hasn't been all day, so we did skip this one, but I rode it previously and it's always so much fun. A bit of scenic atmosphere here at Thorpe Park. Lovely blue lagoon. Oh no, what's that? Super splash. Are you guys ready? This is the wettest water ride I've ever been on. Look at that. Wow.